friends, good morning. This is Worland with the Knox County Public Library Tutor Team time for 2nd and 3rd grade. I hope you guys are ready today because I have a wonderful book to share with you. Now, we're going to talk still today about asking and answering questions, and we're going to look today at what the message is in the story. I've chosen a beautiful book today called Fly Away Home. And this story is written by Eve Bunting. Now, you may have read some Eve Bunting books. I really enjoyed this author. To begin with, I want to go through some words with you that you're going to hear in this story. They may be unfamiliar, so that's why we're going to go ahead and discuss them. Now, our first word today is delayed. Do you know what delayed means? If something is delayed, it's been put off to a later time. Now, think about when the weather is not so nice, sometimes in the fall and in the winter, like if we have fog or we have snow and ice, sometimes school will be delayed or it's put off until later in the morning. Our next word that I want you to know for our story is noticeable. Okay, now what do you think noticeable means? If it's noticeable, it's easily seen. Sometimes if you see a hot rod car or a limousine or a monster truck, those things are very noticeable when you see them. So noticeable. Our next word is stingy. Do you know what stingy means? Stingy is when someone doesn't easily share. Okay? Stingy. Here's our last word. This word is terminal. Now, this word, if you've ever been to the airport, the terminal is where your planes are coming in and leaving again. So, terminal. Okay, terminal. That's an airport word. So you can almost guess what you think our book may be about because I used the word airport and I used the word terminal. And I showed you the cover. Fly Away Home by Eve Bunting. I really like this story. Now guys, I'm going to tell you, this book is really going to make you think. In the past, I've read some books that have been funny and cute. This one is really a thinking book. It's a little sad, but there's a wonderful message here. So, are you ready? Let's begin. My dad and I live in an airport. That's because we don't have a home, and the airport is better than the streets. We are careful not to get caught. Okay, we've already learned some powerful information here. What did we learn already? That's right, we learned they live in an airport. When you don't have a home to live in, and you have to live in different spots, do you know what that's called? That's right, that's called you're homeless, okay? Mr. Slocum and Mr. Vale were caught last night. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall, they sang. They were as loud as 2 moose bellowing. Dad says they broke the first rule of living here. Don't get noticed. Dad and I try not to get noticed. We stay among the crowds. We change airlines. Why do you think they don't want to be noticed? Okay, it could be because if they're noticed, then they're going to get removed from the airport. Now, if they're removed from the airport, are they going to have a place to stay or go? Delta, TWA, Northwest, we love them all, Dad says. He and I wear blue jeans and blue t-shirts and blue jackets. We each have a blue zippered bag with a change of blue clothes. Not to be noticed is to look like nobody at all. Now, Delta, TWA, Northwest, those are all airlines, kind of like American Airlines, Continental, Delta. See, they've got all their blue on because their goal is what? That's right, not to be noticed. Once we saw a woman pushing a metal cart full of stuff. She wore a long, dirty coat, and she lay down across a row of seats in front of Continental Gate 6. The cart, the dirty coat, the lying down were all noticeable. Security moved her out real fast. Noticeable, that was one of our vocabulary words. Dad and I sleep sitting up. We use different airport areas. Where are we tonight? I ask. Dad checks his notebook. Alaska Air, he says, over in the other terminal. That's okay. We like to walk. We know some of the airport regulars by name and by sight. There's Idaho Joe and Annie Franny and Marsman. But we don't sit together. Sitting together will get you noticed faster than anything, Dad says. I find it interesting that Dad keeps a notebook of what terminal and what airlines they've been at. Maybe because they don't want to be noticed, so they keep constantly switching. Think about what that's like for the little boy. Everything in the airport is on the move. Passengers, pilots, flight attendants, cleaners with their brooms. Jets roar in close to the windows. Other jets roar out. Luggage bounces down the chutes. Escalators glide up and down, disappearing under floors. Everyone's going somewhere, except Dad and me. We stay. Once a little brown bird got into the main terminal and couldn't get out. It fluttered in the high, hollow spaces. It threw itself at the glass, fell panting on the floor, flew to a tall metal girder, and perched there, exhausted. Don't stop trying, I told it silently. Don't. You can get out. For days the bird flew around, dragging one wing, and then it found the instant a sliding door was open and slipped through. I watched it rise. Its wings seemed okay. Fly, bird, I whispered. Fly away home. Though I couldn't hear it, I knew it was singing. Nothing made me as happy as that bird. The airport's busy and noisy, even at night. Dad and I sleep anyway. When it gets quiet between 2 and 4 a.m., we wake up. Dead time, Dad says. Almost no flights coming in or going out. At dead time, there aren't many people around, so we're extra careful. In the mornings, Dad and I wash up in one of the bathrooms and he shaves. The bathrooms are crowded, no matter how early. And that's the way we like it. Strangers talk to strangers. Where did you get in from? 3 hours. Our flight was delayed. Man, am I bushed. Dad and I, we don't talk to anyone. How would you have to like to get up between 2 and 4 in the morning and have to be on the move so you wouldn't get caught? I think that would be really tough. We buy donuts and milk for breakfast at one of the cafeterias, standing in line with our red trays. Sometimes Dad gets me a carton of juice. On the weekends, Dad takes the bus to work. He's a janitor in an office in the city. The bus fares $1 each way. He is watching his dad get on the bus and go to the city. So I wonder what the little boy does when Dad goes to work. On those days, Mrs. Medina looks out for me. The Medinas live in the airport too. Grandma, Mrs. Medina, and Denny, who's my friend. He and I collect rented luggage carts that people have left outside and return them for 50 cents each. If the crowds are big and safe, we offer to carry bags. Get this one for you, lady? It looks heavy. Or, can I call you a cab? Denny's really good at calling cabs. That's because he's 7 already. Sometimes passengers don't tip. Then Denny whispers, but he doesn't whisper too loud. The Medinas understand that it's dangerous to be noticed. When Dad comes home from work, he buys hamburgers for us and the Medinas. That's to pay them for watching out for me. If Denny and I've had a good day, we treat for pie. But I've stopped doing that. I save my money in my shoe. If we ever have our own apartment again, do you think we'll ever have our own apartment again? I asked Dad. I'd like it to be the way it was before Mom died. Maybe we will, he says. If I can find some more work, if we can save some money. He rubs my head. It's nice right here, though, isn't it, Andrew? It's warm, it's safe, and the price is right. What does that mean, the price is right? I think it means that it's affordable. Remember, do they have to pay to stay at the airport? No, but they have to remember that they can't be noticed. Otherwise, security will escort them out. But I know he's trying all the time to find us a place. He takes newspapers from the trash baskets and makes pencil circles around letters and numbers. Then he goes to the phones. When he comes back, he looks sad. Sad and angry. I know he's been calling about an apartment. I know the rents are too high for us. I'm saving money too, I tell him, and I lift one foot and point to my shoe. Dad smiles. Attaboy. So that's why he's not buying pie at dinner anymore, because he's saving the money he gets from the tips and from returning the carts. So he can help Dad pay rent on an apartment. If we get a place, you and your dad can come live with us, Denny says. And if we get a place, you and your mom and your grandma can come live with us, I say. Yay! We shake on it. That's going to be so great. After next summer, Dad says, I have to start school. How? I ask. I don't know. But it's important. We'll work it out. Denny's mom says he can wait for a while. But Dad says, I can't wait. Sometimes I watch people meeting people. We missed you. It's good to be home. Sometimes I get mad. And I want to run at them and push them and shout, Why do you have homes when we don't? What makes you so special? That would get us noticed, all right. And sometimes I just want to sit and cry. I think Dad and I will be here forever. It's a pretty powerful page. All the emotions he has. And I think it's okay. It's okay to be sad, and it's okay to be frustrated. Then I remember the bird. It took a while, but a door opened. And when the bird left, when it flew free, I know it was singing. Fly Away Home. Powerful book. A lot for you to think about. What message was the author trying to send you? I'll let you think. You might want to push the pause button so you can have time to think, maybe tell someone. The message that she was sharing was a message of hope, to never give up, never lose hope. And I don't think Andrew and his father were losing hope. He was trying, they were saving money, and maybe one day that window will open for them and they'll be able to leave. Something else I want to point out. Do you know who was telling the story? What character was telling this story? You're right. It was the boy, it was Andrew. He was telling the story from his point. I hope you enjoyed Fly Away Home. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, this video will be on the Knox County Public Library's website. You can also visit the YouTube channel, and they'll put a hyperlink on there so you can listen to this story again.